Oh, 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 surprise. I'm back. Now, I'm gonna try to keep this mood of this video light because, um, I'm I'm tired of like scaring you guys as my audience, but at the same time, I want to keep it real. You know, maybe I'm worrying too much. Maybe you're like, you're good, Billy, you're good, but um, the muzzle is finally off. This is where I've been the last 4 months. I can finally tell you. Now, any great story starts with a prequel. So we have to go back of March of this year, back when I had a job. And now, this coworker of mine was was you know, I felt like was a mom figure to me, but I also had a crush on her. So it was really awkward, and I had to work with her a lot. And she's nice. She's a nice person. I mean, like everyone has their faults and stuff. You know, but we always got along until one day she just flipped and just like started treating me different. Um, and then like a lot of people thought that where I worked, they're like, "Oh yeah, she's not as nice as she used to be. She was probably going through something." Um, I actually I know what her fiance was. She was tired of playing house with her fiance. She wanted to get married. Um, so, um, or no, maybe she got engaged because she was upset about that because they're just boy. Anyway, that's not important to the story, but just know that I would come home crying and upset if like, oh, did I upset her? What happened? Am I okay? Um, you know, why if she adored me, I felt awful because all those feelings of like when I lost my mom got transferred into her. I lost my mom in 2016. So like whenever she would take away that, attention from me, I would feel awful. It was awful. Um so I was dealing with that for a good while. I thought, no, I can do it, I can do it, and then eventually I just couldn't. Plus I was having troubles with um YouTube because I was getting so burnt out. But that I didn't know that. That was in the back of my mind. Keep that in the back of your minds. I mean, so I felt like dying, so I called the hotline to feel better. I drove all the way there, but this was you know a couple years ago. I was having a similar thought, and I'm like, okay, I'll just. But I got over it the next day. But this one was you know I thought it would be no different. So I'm like, whatever. But then later on, when I thought I was gonna be jobless, and that was like my whole identity was my work, and I felt awful. I felt awful because that was the only thing like giving me happiness. So in that situation is not her fault, but it took away from that. So what happened after that is later on, um, the feelings of wanting to die got a lot worse, and I made a goodbye video, um, and I um, went up to the third story, and I debated for about 2 hours, uh, whether to do it or not, and this was a long time ago. Um, I just I'm gonna be okay if people like can't handle this and leave. They're not truly supporting me. You know, I I love to make people laugh, but I don't want this whole channel to be comedy because I feel like y'all won't see a human inside of me anymore. I can't just be silly and funny all the time. I just can't. And if they don't understand that, then they have, then that's that. But I'm really appreciative of all the people that supported me, listening before. Young Tristan, J Mac, Timothy, you know, Jackson asked about me, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So actively for 3 days, I was still actively feeling that way. I was actually smiling like that day. I was like really relieved that I thought I was going to die that day. It was really, I never got that twisted about it. Always like sometimes I would have like, well, I'll show you moments, but like the feeling of your Reefa right before you pass away. Uh anyway, um so that happens. Um there's a lot of like videos that kind of go over this, like I'm okay but I lost faith in everything, kind of those type of videos on my channel. It kind of explained the mindset I was in. Uh, so in the one of the last songs was I say, uh, last Monday almost jumped to my death, and then you're asking what I should do next, um, because people were still drilling me. Well, my grandma was to get a job, even though literally last week I was feeling that way. But so I just kept going, and then eventually I got psychotic. I was insane, smiling about thinking of dying, but then I got psychotic. I was thinking I was Jesus Christ. I was thinking we're all one. We can all hear each other's thoughts. Even Satan, I thought I was transferring him to Lucifer again, so we can just everyone could be God, and everyone can be work together. Um, but the thing about that is I was so sick. Um, I I was screaming at the electrical outlet, thinking it was the devil. Like I was, talking to the devil, which technically I wasn't because I was out of my mind, and um, and I technically never became a Satanist because I had to let everyone in my heart, especially like him, to like make him good again, to like learn the ropes. Like he hasn't did that in a long time. He never actually was good. But I thought like I didn't want to leave anyone behind. So in this alternate reality, I thought that um that like after like the world ended, and I thought that everything in this world didn't matter. I'm not saying like I said that in a video when I was venting when I felt like nothing mattered, but no, I truly meant it. Like everyone was gonna go to heaven, or it's heaven on earth right now. You know, just the resemblance of it's being awful. Um, everyone knew that that was not a big deal anymore because they're just gonna go to heaven anyway, and just like everyone was gonna go to heaven. Um, I don't. That's the logic of someone that was sick. It truly was. So, what else can I say? Um, I got help. I'm like, Dad, this is yeah. I didn't get help earlier because like I thought that I was eventually going to die. in those like 3 days. Like I was like passively thinking like that. Um, but yeah, I'm glad I got help then. Um, so I was in the mental hospital, and all these names on the board. I thought there were like a code for something. I thought it meant like, oh, I gotta know my enemy, like the alt right, which is something I was obsessing with before I got sick. Um, so I was like, okay, I gotta think like an alt righter. I gotta think that all these patterns on here mean something when they were just like names. I thought everyone in that hospital was a chosen one, and that we're all working together to make this world a better place, and that since we're higher up in the hospital, we were safe. Meanwhile, there's I would say maybe chaos. I don't know. I can't remember, but um so I thought we're all working together. And also I thought it was a metaphor because alt writers really have to skew their message because they're being hateful. So I thought like, okay, well, the metaphor could be this could be the Brave Little Toaster movie we're auditioning for to talk about it. And like I jumped on my bed like wah ba boo da blah, like the radio comes in and just start. I was so sick. I was. It's unbelievable how sick I was. Like I said, I was insane already, but then I got psychotic. Um, Thankfully at that time I didn't feel like dying anymore. I guess I thought I had a new purpose while I was sick. Um, but eventually got my meds right. But what happened when I was sick though? Um, I I thought I had to use satire without the comedy. I had to prove a point. I had to be this asshole that punches somebody to show. I thought all the staff members were Satan, Satanists and alt writers. So I'm like, all right, I gotta show them the taste of their own medicine because you know I don't know exactly, but I'd say a good percentage of alt writers are violent. So I'm like, okay, I gotta be violent. Punched him, and then I was like, help me, guys. I thought I had this like I thought we were connected thinking, and I thought everyone was just gonna like pile up on him, like I don't know, like I didn't want them to hurt him like that severely. I thought I didn't punch him that hard, but ended up giving him two black eyes, because of maybe my how I am with my weight, like the power up it would be. So, well, after that, they definitely tried to put me in the isolation room. I yelled some awful stuff. I was sick in my head. I was not me. Um, like I would never punch someone, and I would never say some of the awful things I did. I don't even want to go into there because it's like number one, I'm ashamed, but number two, it's are you really like the question is are you really responsible for things you do when you're completely out of your mind? That'll come up later. Um, but eventually, the guy I thought I punched came in and put a thing in my butt. I thought they were like killing me. I thought, oh, my life's over anyway. Just do it. Just do it. I thought that I sacrificed myself by showing them that punching somebody and calling them names is bad. Oh, shocker there. Oh, but I thought these people were alt righters and neo Nazis, and I thought because I did that, I have converted them. And I was going to get. I'm glad I got my meds right in there because I was going to. I felt like I had to do more and more, like like kind of up the ante. Um, Hopefully not. Like I didn't know what else. Like, I was so sick, I was telling myself things I thought God was telling me to do. When no, I was telling myself that. Like, the night I thought I was Jesus Christ, I was like I had the fox thing in my head, like da 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 da. Like I don't know. I was so sick. Like what the fuck, but yeah. So I thought that was the first level, and it was gonna like increasingly get worse somehow. Like, but God was gonna forgive me because I'm showing them what not to do. Again, I'll stick out of my head. That it makes no sense. Um, but like I said, my meds got me better. I was about to go home. Uh, all of this was going to be in the past, but wait. My my caseworker that was inside of that worked for the hospital was like, "Well, by the way, they're gonna arrest you. Get everything together." Like I'm getting arrested. So I she said we waited to make sure this showed that you were a good person. So like once I got my meds adjusted, I was a normal human being, so that they helped me look better. So I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, I left the mental hospital in handcuffs. Like I'm only laughing about this, but this is was awful. Um, they charged me with aggravated assault and some three others, like like misdemeanors that related towards that. Um, so the police were so kind to me, for real, like because they gave me these handcuffs. Uh, like no, not because they gave me the handcuffs. They made sure the handcuffs were really like comfortable, and they were just really kind. Like maybe this happened a lot that um people were acting out in the mental hospital when they're out of their heads and not in a good spot, and then they were charged for it. That's an actual thing. Like you can get charged if you punch somebody. um I did. Even if you're in a mental hospital and getting better, like it's still a loophole. um my caseworker was telling me about that and how awful she feels about that. Like the but then this video I'm gonna try to stay professional. You know what happened. I understand I shouldn't have punched him and I feel bad for it. But at the same time, I was so angry. I was so furious. I was pissed off to the extreme. To the extreme! I was so pissed because I went from being feeling like dying twice, almost dying, the believing I was Jesus Christ because of my schizoaffective bipolar disorder, think going crazy and too much meds that and the antidepressants that made me manic. Oh, I was furious. Like you know, everyone around me said it was unfair. To be fair, but um, I don't want to discredit this guy if he had some trauma for me punching him. Two black guys felt bad. Um, my caseworker said that he didn't sound like it held him back too much, and I overheard maybe that he wanted money out of this, even though charging someone doesn't give you money. Um, I don't know. That's what I heard from my uncle, not my words. Um, I'm just being real and what's been happening, and I don't want to say like I didn't deserve it. Because like I don't know, it's just I'm just trying to be nice and kind about it, and I tried to like tell myself that I did deserve it. so I'd feel better. But I still can't fully grasp my head around that. Um, so all my whole family was there in front of the magistrate. I went straight to the magistrate with what happened, and then I got placed in a holding cell by the police. I got my finger tips picture taken. Um, at first I was like, "Oh, cool," because it was like, yeah, thug life, but not really. I am the complete opposite of a thug. I will watch where ants are going and try not to step on them. So like I said, that wasn't me. I'm not a violent person, but um, you know, they were so kind to me, the police, and they probably realized this has been happening, that people are being charged in the mental hospital after they act up. Um, so anyway, um, so um, we got a lawyer after my parents were like, we can't police all this, we're not gonna police, just don't upload. And then we talk about my YouTube channel, and they're like, yep, you can upload. I'm like, that was the worst for me. I was potentially facing a felony, but I felt more awful that I couldn't get my YouTube. That's where my priorities were. YouTube isn't real life, and I'm starting to finally comprehend that. Like when I shut this off, that's it. I go back to my normal life. I don't. This is just part of my life. But anyway, I got a look. Today was the day that I got probation, so I'm able to actually talk. The muzzle is off. I got to explain everything, but for 4 months, I couldn't do anything. And hey, I think that was God's way of being like, hey, you need to break off YouTube, and I'm gonna force you this time. um, so, um, the best I can say is like, you know, like stuff happens for a reason, and I needed a break from YouTube. I just needed, like, I don't know, just I will I I'm definitely not doing this again. Yeah, I'm gonna prevent myself while I'm getting sick to get the help before it gets out of hand like it did. So this stuff doesn't happen again. Um, yeah, so I'm on parole now. The aggravated assault is now simple assault, and the others are misdemeanors. And I'm gonna, after a year or maybe 6 months, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to be free from this, and I get expunged and all everything taken. Now, um, that's I probably forgot to talk about my comedies. I'm gonna have a comedy here. Um, Maybe I'll put check in description because I really like this take. Um, but I guess the lesson here is life goes on, and life hands you things. God throws your way to help you. I'm so much. I have an optimistic view on life now. Um, sometimes I still get sad and down and stuff, but I don't need a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I don't need a job to be happy. I'm content. Like all the years of I just being insecure and feeling like subliminally the world was telling me that I needed to get a job, and I was miserable, and that the only way to get better was to get a job. But I'm content not having one, and I'm content being single. Both of those really gave me a lot of stress. All the songs I talked about them, and um I want to thank all my supporters that like the video, like, then get it to 7 likes. It means a lot that people watch it religiously. Um, and I don't give you guys nearly enough credit, for just helping me through things, whether it's a serious video or it's just a goofy video. Um, I I don't know. That's leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new, put on notifications if you are looking for the marathon of comedy, stand-up comedy coming up. Only thing is, like, I forgot to say in the beginning, is killing me, but anyway, um, and I'll see you when you watch me again, metaphorically. I hadn't said that sentence in so long. If it feels great. Like, thanks for J Mac and Jackson Pierce for J Mac didn't ask, but he's always supporting on this channel. Jackson was one that asked, and I just told him I was in the mental hospital. That's all I could tell. The muzzle is off. I could finally tell the story. What happened for 4 months was a long time for me. I love you guys, and see you soon. I'm gonna do more story times like this versus music. Still gonna do music, of course, but I'm gonna try to do more parody. We'll see, because I'm putting that on open. But I truly do want to try to do more parodies. And when I need to be serious, I'll just do a story time or talk about it like this, because yeah, I'm doing what I want on this channel. What? Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.